Thanks for stopping by the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, being subbed. If you're not, hit the button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit the like. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into the real of reality TV.
Talk to me nice, talk to me honestly. Look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it. Don't wanna hear it, I wanna see how. Rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice.
So Claudia, she was on Carlos King, the blogger's YouTube channel. And she had several things that she had to say about Britt. And look, Claudia, she's Kenya's friend. She has been for years. I don't have an issue with her coming out swinging to defend her friend. But I want to share this and I want to talk about it from a different perspective, guys. So let me share my screen here and let's get into it. So, all right, here we go.
So before you get all panties in a bunch, Britt, I don't like you on the show. I think you bring very much ghetto energy. I can't take your very nasally sounding nose, the way you talk. It's just like whoever did that, please open up those nasal passages. It's too much. Like it's like, how does your husband's a saint? I don't like you anymore. The way you bucked up, how we are protecting Angela Oakley and all costs, by all means. Okay, the way Angela didn't even ask me anything that was negative or mean. She said, I'm a broker too. Like, how does that happen? And I did my research. Well, a little bit of research. There's a LinkedIn page for Britt in her company that she was doing her insurance stuff with, right? And I contacted a real estate agent and also someone that is in the mortgage brokerage business, Brit Eady. According to her LinkedIn page, she was with Allstate full time, and that was from January of 2020 to April of 2023, 3 years and 4 months. So it says that she's been done doing it. So I don't know if she lost her license from this incident or she just, I don't know. And I also talked to someone that said, I said, so can you lose your license is there like clauses for personal behavior and all that kind of stuff? Like, what do they call those?
Morality clauses.
Morality clauses.
And my friend that did my loan said, no, there are strippers that do all kinds of OnlyFans, all that kind of stuff that have these licenses that they don't lose their jobs. So that is bullshit. They said she would lose her license for financial crimes, fraud, things of that matter. Not if, and think how fast this happened, right? We are all just seeing the episode now. This happened when it happened. So you mean to tell me between that the Kenya Moore hair care event and then what, a month later, your company knew about this big scandal that was at a private event and you lost your license? I think she's playing the victim card extra hard now. Like she sees an opening. She tried to come for the queen in her mind. That didn't really pan out the way she thought. She got read down and made to look like erratic. So now let me play this victim card thing. And do you see how her mother was looking at it when she was telling her story? Her mother was looking at it like, then at the end, she realized, oh, I'm on TV. Yeah, that girl, because you're pretty. You know, they hate on you because you're pretty, girl. But I look at her mother's face. Go back. Her mother was like, here we go again. That's what I got. That's what I got from that. But
to be fair.
So yeah, that's what she got. And listen, her mom didn't tell any lies when she said it wasn't. I don't feel like her mom said this just for TV, because I can't imagine what it would feel like to be a mother of a daughter, to have your daughter exposed in such a way and to even picture your daughter doing that type of stuff. You know what I mean? We don't know the details of what her mom even knew about when it comes to things that she's done, you know, in her past. Okay. But her mom made a point when she was like, she was Miss USA, a title that she loves to harp on, right? Came on the show twirling, saying, you know, she's gone with the wind fabulous and she is Miss USA, not Miss America, like Portia slipped and said when she came to her charity event. But even with all of that being said, her mom made a good point. She was like, she was in a position where she had a title where she was supposed to uplift young women. And now this is the type of stuff she's doing. And let's be clear, Kenya has been in this mean girl role on this show for years. So it is kind of ironic. And yeah, we know she had the what one year, was it the first year that she was on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, her tagline was "I won Miss USA, not Miss Congeniality." Okay, yeah, play on words, double entendre, whatever. But yet and still, yeah, she definitely was not friendly. She was not congenial. Okay, but all of the stuff that Claudia is saying, it's neither here nor there, because even if they did no investigation against her insurance license, it doesn't mean that what Kenya did was not harmful. Even if it was just harmful to her self esteem, even if it was just harmful in the fact that she was embarrassed in front of a group of people, and it had no bearing on her license or on her career or the agency she was working with or whatever, all of that could have been a farce. But it doesn't take away what Kenya did. It doesn't. So to say that, she brings very much ghetto energy, yeah, that could be a thing, but that again doesn't take away what Kenya did. So Claudia boosting all of this other stuff up really means nothing. And just to read a couple of the comments here, because somebody said, OMG, Claudia cannot F and speak. Slow the F down and stop stumbling over your words. Another person said, we never liked you on the show either, Claudia. Hence why you didn't get that peach even though you tried your hardest. And somebody else said, Claudia, aren't you dating Portia's ex-husband? Child, I don't know about that. Is that true? Girl has several seats. You are always bringing a black woman down. No wonder Nene couldn't stand you. Okay? Wow. You bring drama everywhere you enter. You should have a show called The Claudia Shit Show. Seriously, stop. But yeah, I wanted to bring that up, guys, because for Claudia to talk about this, okay, fine. Go on, Claudia. I was about to say Carlos. Go on Carlos's show, talk about the reality show stuff, because that's all he does, right? Can't really get his shows off the ground. I heard the Love and Marriage Detroit show just came back on for the second part of the second season, and the previous season or first part of the season had what, like 6 episodes, and that was sometime last year. Get it together, nigga, because you talking about every other thing about, this, that, and the other, but what is it with your own shows? But anyway, yeah, when Claudia was on the show, I actually did not have a problem with her being on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I felt like they were unfair to her in that. I did. I felt like it was like immediately they were jumping on her, talking about the thirst is real when Portia and Nene met up for lunch or breakfast or whatever that was. And they were talking about Claudia because they knew she was going to be on the show that season, I should say. And Nene saying, your CLIT has left your body, and all the other insinuations that were made about Claudia. And Claudia was angry because she was saying that a lot of things that they were saying about her were not true, never true, but because she's done videos and things like that in the past, people wanted to put this whole card on her, which she never has been. That's what she said. That's what she said. And there were definitely insinuations made about Kenya and her past. Some about her body being fake, the things that Phaedra said about her booty being made by Home Depot when hers was made by Jesus. Okay? Saying it was fix a flat or concrete mix or whatever, child. They were saying a whole lot of stuff about Kenya and her body. But I wanted to share this and I wanted to talk about it because I felt like this was very interesting, because she's supposed to be going live sometime today on her own YouTube channel. It's official Kenya Moore. And I may check it out. Don't think I'm going to be watching it live, but I'll probably check it out later and give a reaction to it later. But I went to her YouTube channel. I'm going to share my screen because she's got some interesting content. And yeah, she's got a few videos on her channel. So let's just share that with you guys here. All right. Official Kenya Moore. So we can see her channel here. She's got 15.5 subscribers. She's probably added some since she had that announcement on Instagram that she was going to be going live on her YouTube channel. So I don't know what the number was before that. But again, find it interesting because some of the videos on her channel are of things that she did years ago. Now, I'm not trying to equate this to the webcam stuff that Brit Eady says she did, and definitely not trying to equate it to Brit, having a a man's member, I'll just put it like that, in her mouth that Kenya had blown up. But I'm going to keep the sound off, but you can see Smooth Magazine. You can see Kenya here. Now, this is from back in the day. Kenya is a woman of a certain age. I don't know how old she was when she did the Smooth Magazine stuff, but this was seen as something that was whorish back in the day. Now, if we compare that to what people do these days, of course, it's not the same. But look, I mean, look at her. So back in the day, this was equated to whole level, you posing for men's magazines. But this is a shoot from Smooth Magazine from 10 years ago. And you can look, you see it all. You know, she's beautiful. Obviously, Kenya is a beautiful woman. I mean, look at her, little nip slip there, all the body. She's beautiful. But again, she was paid to showcase her body, and she was doing it for a men's magazine. Sex sells. Whether you agree with it or not, a lot of people back in the day saw that as very much risque. This is another Smooth Magazine photo shoot. I mean, look at her. So you see all the body, you know, look at the booty there. A lot of people said that's fake. Listen, I don't know. I don't really care. But again, this is from her past. This is something that a lot of people back in the day equated it to being a whore. So yeah, when she was talking about I did look, I mean, look, putting some makeup on the cheeks. um yeah, this back in the day for a lot of people it was equated to, she was selling sex. She may not have been getting physical with somebody like, but yeah. So this is her past. I guess she's proud of it because she's got it on her YouTube channel. So I didn't dig it, find it on the internet, and oh my God, look at this. Let me go and show people. This is all from her YouTube channel. So, and she still has it up there. So clearly, she talked about how she was in videos and she was paid a lot to be the leading lady and all of that good stuff. But yeah, this is from her past. And so, that's just a few videos. I wanted to again talk about it because I just think that there are some things that some people will do that others will not. I don't understand the life of doing webcam or even doing men's, magazine photo shoots and all, none of that stuff. But those are things and opportunities that they did, they chose to do. There was an opportunity for them, they got paid for it. There's some things that some women will do that others will not. So, back in the day, what Kenya did, a lot of women back in those days saw what she did, honestly, as no different than what Brit Eady did today. In today's times, I should say. I'm not saying she did it today, but something that Brit did in her past that Kenya says she would never do. And Kenya was trying to compare the two to say, well, what she did was way different than what I did. And that is a level of arrogance that I don't think is fair. because what Kenya did back in her day, there are a lot of women that would have looked upon what she did as, and did back then, as foul, low level, trashy, whore like, skank level, ghetto booty, and all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, the judgment level, I'm just not here for it, because yeah, there's some things that they both have done that I have never done, and I can't say that I ever would do. But again, those were all choices and decisions that they made, and neither of them should be shamed for what they did. Because Kenya came on this show having that past of being, a woman, to have been on men's magazines. And you all know, those of us who were around during those days, I was much, much younger back then, but I'm just saying, we would see those men's magazines, and it was like, yeah, there was a certain type of woman that would grace the cover of those magazines. Because even like back in the day when I used to watch America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks and Naomi Campbell, and the real models, they would look down on the women that would grace those magazine covers, because they said that, they call themselves models. They're not really models. It was like they're doing things that we would never do. So I'm just saying, it's the judgment thing. It's a bit, actually, it's a lot hypocritical. So for Claudia to sit up there and go digging in the girls' career files to see where she's working now and what she isn't doing anymore and all, it's like none of that stuff has anything to do with the fact that Kenya did what she did. Nothing. So honestly, it was irrelevant. And honestly, to me, it made Claudia look way more invested than she should be, because yeah, Kenya obviously is your friend, and that's good. Be there for your friend, be there to support your friend. But it honestly looks a bit weird when you're coming out saying, yeah, I went on her LinkedIn or I went on whatever, and I found out that she was licensed working with this agency, but that was until 2023, and I don't know what she's doing now. None of that stuff is relevant to what Kenya did. None of it. So I don't know if she's doing that to try to make it seem like what Kenya put on the poster board about her being an insurance fraud, dibble and dabbler. I don't know, but yeah, it's just not good. It's not good at all. And then Andy Cohen said they did their investigation and they proved that Britt did not have a weapon, and she maybe shouldn't have said what she said, but she didn't do anything wrong. So all of the stuff that they're doing, swinging at the air, it really is irrelevant, because Bravo did their investigation and Britt's in the clear. People may not like it. People may not feel that it's fair. People may see her and think that she does not deserve to be on this platform. There's a lot of people that agree with that sentiment. And I'm not here to say that she deserves to be on the show, because honestly, nobody deserves to be on TV. It's like, it's a freaking privilege. It's not a right. So it's like, if you had that opportunity and you threw it away, you don't have anybody to blame but yourself. I'm not sitting around here rallying for Kenya, and child, got my own issues and problems. I don't have time for it. She made that decision, and she's a woman of a certain age to know better. You're not some immature kid that's just getting your footing and just got this opportunity and blew it. Girl, you've been on this show before, and you've even been suspended before. So you should have always been, knowing you needed this check, you should have always been on your P's and Q's. And really, if that woman was that much of a threat, she would have went to the higher ups, not going to Kinko's to get some images blown up so that she could embarrass the person that allegedly threatened her with a weapon. Come on now. Really, people? And I mean, listen, we all remember this, right?
Attention, everybody. Nene has left the building. I usher in Nene.
You been by everybody in Hollywood. They don't want that out, bitch.
Jealous?
No, I don't want to be by everybody in Hollywood. I may have slid down a pole to take care of my child. I ain't sliding on all these men's.
Honey, the things that you have, I don't want. Bags, purses, shoes, a personal slave by the name of Greg Leaks. Slave's been over a long time. You should probably release him.
What you got, this hair breed, that's not in Atlanta. They looking for you.
Oh, you don't like half breeds?
You're a whore. You done slept with everybody. They don't want you. Your clit has left your body.
You're worried about my clit.
See, so it's like, child, don't do that. Don't do that to that woman. I'm not saying she has to be a fan of Brit and she has to support her or come out here and, you know, root for the woman, but you was out here getting dragged and they were saying that your you know what was getting dragged. So that's the type of stuff. It's like y'all really don't have room to talk. I'm not saying that I don't like any of these people. They all have things about them that I am like, yeah, I agree. And definitely things about them where it's like, I'm not here for it. And so with her coming out saying she's bringing ghetto energy to the show, that could be true, but she looks a bit biased in the way that she's doing it, especially when we know that she is Kenya's friend. And yeah, when you're someone's friend, you're going to have a bias. I get that. But coming out talking about her career and you know what Kenya did has nothing to do with whether her license was in jeopardy or not. What Kenya did was wrong, even if her license was never being in, if she was never in jeopardy of losing her license or she was being investigated, period. So that was really irrelevant. It made it look worse. Like, you're not just coming out giving your thoughts on it and saying, yeah, you know, Kenya's my friend. And of course, I support her. And I really wish that it didn't come down to this. But to come out here talking about her license and what agency she was with and how long she was there and all this other stuff. It's like, yeah, now it's looking real weird because that has nothing to do with the price of tea in China. All right. And so, guys, you let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think about Kenya's past, Claudia's alleged past, Brit Eady's past, and Claudia saying that Brit is bringing ghetto energy to the show? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.